Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to do the final look of the Bruticus sets, and that being the actual combined mode. Now, before we get into that, I did decide I'm going to add one more category on for possible points for the Bruticus, and that's going to be the overall team, how they look together, and just how they all look, as a unit. So we're going to bring out both teams. So we'll start with the Fancy Project one. There's the Swindle. Here is, so as we put them back together, it doesn't like to hold together very well. It's never a good thing to start with. And that's going to be Onslaught here. Vortex. And blast off. And then over here, we'll do Onslaught, Swindle, blast off. Brawl, and Vortex. So then we got all the team together. You can see some Devastator parts over there. So yeah, overall, for the individual bots. Now, if you were... What I'm basing this off of is, if you were to go to the store, buy these at retail price, and not throw in a combiner. I would honestly give it to the Fall Cybertron troops. As you can see, they're all more or less around the same size. And they're all the size of Onslaught back here. And, aside from these two being really awesome, when it comes to just the regular robot modes, they can't carry the whole team. Because, they are almost flawless figures. But they can't carry the whole team. These guys all work together, and they don't need one character to carry the rest. They just work well together. I have issues with some of them, and they're not my favorite Transformers of all time, but as I said, if we're just talking about buying these guys at retail value, in the store, even if these guys were at the basic price point as those guys were at one point, $7. If you're just able to buy one set, 7, 7, 7, 7, and 11, and these guys were all about 14, I would still go with the Fall Cybertron guys because they are bigger. And as I said, these guys look classic style, but these guys don't. They're clearly Energon style, whereas these guys all are all Fall Cybertron style, and that's they all, like I said, they work together because they are all Fall Cybertron style. So I actually do feel that I need to give the point to the first group point to the Fall Cybertron guys. And that's just if you buy them at retail. Truth be told, you can't buy these guys at retail because these guys are third-party figures. So, and these guys were United. So, I mean, for these three, plus repaints of Vortex and Brawl here, their going prices was $120 for the reissue. The cost for these guys now for the original set are just insane. You're looking at spending at least $100, if not more. And in actuality, it was $30 set when it first came out. These two again are the reissues, and they cost me about $120. So this is $240 worth of Transformers here, as opposed to these guys, which cost $100 for the Platinum Edition, and they came with the Platinum Edition Grimlock. So let's say $75. And you can get any one of the color repaints except for the Tarka version and the actual San Diego Comic-Con version. You can get all those for about $75. You can get the retail, you can get the G2 versions, and you can get this version for approximately $75. So these guys are about a third the price of these guys. They're bigger, they're more unified, and if this was all they would do, there wouldn't be a contest. These guys would win. But that's not all they do. So we'll get into the combined mode here. The easiest thing to do is to convert them all into vehicle modes. So let's get Fall Cybertrons out of the way, and we'll start working on Fans Project. So let's start with Blast Off here, and you just want to flip this up, flip these pieces down here so they're just kind of out of the way. Come down here and flip this little port down. That'll be his hand, or where the hand will plug in. And you can click the legs together. You just got to make sure that this little metal post here goes inside that little hole there. I'm actually not going to bother turning them all the way back to vehicle mode. I'm just going to go right to combined mode. But, you know, I was thinking, I was debating whether or not to just do the transformation to vehicle mode off screen, but I figure, what the hell. I got nothing else to do with my time at the moment. So pull these arms up, and then you want to, oh, sorry. First you want to open up the chest, flip down the head, close that up, flip the arms up, these will collapse together, this will come up, and this will slot into place, kinda, there we go. And then I just leave these up here and rotate this like so, and that will form his arm just like so. Then what you want to do is this little piece that we really had nothing we can do with, take this out, this will plug on, it's just a port, it just plugs right on there like so. And then take Vortex over here, take these pieces off. This will become Vortex's shoulder, and this will be Blast Off's. The difference is that this has got these slots here, whereas this one doesn't. It has just the peg holes. So you just plug this in, and I like to make it so that the missile pod thing is down. You can, you know, flip it around and stuff, but this way he has the up and down motion for his arm. These will just plug right in there, maybe. There you go. And then see how the joint now goes up and down. that's how I do it. Guess I did that backwards here. There we go. So there you have one arm. No, I had it right. Get one arm done. And then posability, we'll go to posability later. So we just set this guy off to the side. So let's do the other arm real quick. Take the guns out. Off to the side. And you want to flip this piece up like so. Collapse. You want to collapse the shoulder part in. Rotate that around. In, rotate around. You can really, leave these open or close. I like to leave them open. It just kind of fills it up, fills it in a little bit better. And then, let's see here. You rotate this like so. Flip the leg around so that they're facing that way. Take this piece off, and then this whole section here will slot over the legs here, and there's little notches here that just slide over, and there's just kind of frictions on it. There's no real peg. It holds on decently, not perfect, but it holds on pretty good. Plug the hand in, and there you got the other arm done. And then you just take this piece and you just take this piece here, and it just plugs in right here. This will fold around, and this will fold out, and plugs in like that. And that's it. There's your second arm. So we'll set that off to the side. Take him, take off the gun. You want to pull this back piece out, like so. Open up the chest, flip the head down, this flips back up. This piece will come down like so, and you just rotate this around, and as you can see, all of them kind of go back to vehicle mode for the most part. And then these pieces will plug together. This down like so. That'll collapse in, and then this piece will collapse up like so, and rotate around, and it just kind of slots into place like so. Not too difficult. Do that again over here. So these pieces will come together, and I like to leave it a little open so you have a little bit room to play. Come on. There we go. This piece will fold down. This clicks together like so. Put the gun back on. Take on the slot over here, and you want to take these missile pods off, collapse them together, and then he become, and you can tell which, because this has like ports that come out of the base, so it won't really, it'll fit in there, but not very well. Whereas this one doesn't have that. It fits in there much better. It's like it just locks right in securely. And there you have first leg done. Take Brawl here. Take the guns off. Take these off just because we all know that they're going to come off. Fold up the feet. They clip together just like so. This comes up. This comes around. Rotate the head around first. Comes around like so. Fold up the arms. Rotate that whole assembly around like so. And this will come around like this. This will come around like this. and there's a little peg right here. It'll plug in together. So, put these wings up, and they all lock into place. Easy breezy. And then this piece will just go back to where it was. Like that. And then this piece will just, again, port there, slots in right there, and that's it. Pretty simple. Now for onslaught, you want to take this piece out. This piece comes down. Set all that stuff off to the side. And you want to rotate. You want to take the legs, rotate them to the side. They collapse up like this. And then you fold this little piece in, and that's it. That's it for the legs. Like that, and then this, the head comes, pull this up, and the head comes up like so. And then you just take the arms up, rotate this around, and there's a peg or a port here, plugs into this peg here. Just like so. Do the same thing over here. So this comes up, this rotates around, this plugs together like so. And then you take this piece here, you want to pull this section up, rotate this out, and you want to kind of collapse it in like that. So it comes, it's on two hinges here and here. So it comes out and around, just like that. Fold the head up, and that's the new Fans Project head. And that it's really cool. I really dig the head. I mean, I really like the set. I hope I don't sound like I'm just bashing it the whole way. So this piece will come down, and these two ports back here will plug in to these two holes here. There. Or it all falls apart and you have to start over. Yippee. It's just this little hook that it's on. It's not the most secure thing in the world. And you can see some stress marks forming at the ends. There, try this again. There we go. Just plugs in like that. Claps this in, and there we have the core body. And you want the screws facing forward, and we'll show you that in a second. So take this gun here, and that's his crotch plate. Take that off. Split the cannons. Come on. There we go. Split the cannons like that. Then you want to unfold this gun. Comes down like that. This will come down like so. Let me pause the camera for a second. Okay. And take this piece here, and this will fold down, and then this piece will fold up, and this little slot right here will slide over the cannon here. It'll just plug together, and that forms his shotgun. Do the exact same thing with this one. So, okay, we've got everything together, and I don't like adding on the waist piece or the backpack until after I get the arms and legs put on, just because it has a tendency of falling apart. So let's rotate this piece out. So plug it there, and they just plug together. And this will plug in here, and this will plug in there. There you go. And flip them around here, and there's a big port there and a plug there. And there's a big port there and a plug there, and they just match together. And mine does not like to hold together in both, but if I plug it into one, it seems to hold just fine. So there we go. Take the crotch plate, and these two little ports there will go into the screw holes that we left up in the front. And then you take his knife and plug it into his hand. And he really doesn't hold it very well, so I like to just take it and plug it in on the side here. There's a little notch up here that you guys can't really see, but and there's a slot in the handle, and you can just port that in right there, just for storage purposes. And then you can take the shotguns, and there's a port back here, and you can just plug it in on this side. Oh yeah, this is fun. We're getting there now. This plugs in here. This comes back onto here. He can take his gun, and this will plug into his hand. Hopefully this will hold a little bit better than the knife did. And it does. Cool. Alright. So there we have the Fans Project Bruticus assembled and ready to go. Yeah, he was fun. He doesn't always give me that much trouble, but he decided to tonight. So now let's get the fall Cybertron, guys. Take the gun out, set that to the side, and what you want to do is collapse this head down, rotate the big head forward, fold this up. These pieces come up like so. You want to pull the waist piece down, and then we rotate it around. The waist piece will come back up and just lock into place. Well, you don't want to do that just yet. Take the leg, and it breaks right down here near the foot. It folds up, and there's a little slot here and a peg here. They'll peg into this hole here and this slot right here. So just plug those together like so. Do the same thing over here, like that, and this will plug in together like that. And then you take these arms here, and they just kind of fold around and just plug into those ports. There's a little port that's right here the hand can just plug onto. So just rotate it around, trying to leave it plugged in, and there you have the body. And again, I don't like to put this in until last because it has a tendency of falling apart. Next we'll do this piece of shit. So take the gun out, and we collapse the arms up. Open that up all the way. This piece will come down. These will come around like so. And they just kind of go back into almost a shuttle configuration for this portion. And then you take these legs here, split them halfway, and you rotate them around, and you want to pull out the hand and pull out the thumb. Pull out the hand on this side. Leave the thumb on this one in. This guy is a scramble city, so he can actually form the leg or the left hand just by folding this thumb back in, like so, and then folding this thumb out. So he can go either way. And just like so. And yes, he has a kind of a hollow forearm here, but at least not a flat one like Motormaster or Minosaur. Okay, so we're done with that. Next one we'll grab is Vortex. Take the guns out, and start getting them back into vehicle mode. So this head will come. You flip the head up, and then this chest or the neck piece folds up. This will come up like so. These pieces will come out. You want to pull this assembly. This accordion's in, so you want to pull this out for now. And rotate that arm around. This piece goes like so. Do the same thing over here. And it just collapses together. This will rotate around. Like so. And again, he can actually form a leg, or he can form the left or right arms. So we'll get into that right now. So this piece will fold out, and these pieces come up like so. So it rotates like this. And just kind of, you can either leave it out like that and it'll be a little thin, or you can push back in and it'll be a little, well, I guess you can kind of gauge where you want to do it. I kind of like halfway in, halfway out. We'll just go all the way up for this. And so what you want to do is flip the hand out, and again, so this is left hand mode, and you can take the thumb, rotate it around, and then this piece would rotate around, and now you have right hand mode. Or if you so choose, you can pull this out and he's just got a blaster hand. So I prefer the blaster hand at times. So we'll go with that for now, because the karate chop hand's kind of lame. So there you go. Set that down. We'll do Swindle next. So again, take the gun out. We got a pile of guns going over here, and we'll combine those in a minute. So pull this out. The head rotates down. This will come around like so. Keep the feet folded out, but you plug the legs back together. This will rotate back around. And again, he can form either one of the legs because the legs are the same, but inside the feet here, You see he's got a left hand, which is actually by far the far superior hand in this whole toy is right here. All right, this is the best hand available, and he's a foot. And same thing over here, he can become the right hand. And again, that hand is really awesome. So this comes like this. I'll rotate this piece up. And then you can fold the arms down, flip these things down, and see here. Sorry, he's kind of being having a hard time remembering how to configure his arms here. Fold up the legs. This piece will come down and plug into the top ports like so. That'll form his legs. That's what I was doing wrong. And then these little wrist guard ports here go into these hip ports. And this is turning into a very long video. I'm at 30 minutes now. Oh well. Either you watch it or you won't. And I like to leave these little claws up. It just kind of fills in the knee a little bit. Set that off to the side. And last but not least is Brawl. Take his gun out, set that to the side. You fold up his hands. Fold these up like they were. Like so. And then you take this assembly out. And this will rotate around. This will become his foot. So you pull this section here, the green section, pull that down, and these become like a shin guard almost. And there's a little hook that's down here. And that'll hook around the front of the tank here. Oh, and push his head in real quick. So this will hook down here, like so. This will come down like this, and then you rotate these arms forward like this. And then there's two little ports right here and here. They'll plug into these two slots here and here. Like that. And then you fold up the feet here. And again, here real quick, you can flip this out. And you can see it can form a hand as well, kind of like this, and then you fold out the foot, and that's his thumb. So again, he can be either an arm or either foot, so it all depends on your preference, but we're going with the standard setup here. Let's go down. Up, and I like to push these back and lock them back into place how they were, just to kind of keep everything in place. You don't have to, you can fold that up, but this is how I do it. Okay, so let's combine this guy. Oh, let's do the guns real quick. So you take this piece, Swindle's gun, Brawl's gun. This will just plug into the back there. You can take Blast-Off's cannons here, plug them in here, and here, and here. So it's like that. And so to combine them, you just want to, these little ports right here are the combiner ports, and these purple pieces are the where they plug in together. And this is a little bit more softer plastic than the rest of them, and it does give enough room to port it in, and and it connects really solidly. I mean, unless you take it and pull it to the side and out, you're really not going to get it straight, just by pulling it straight. So I mean, it is really sturdy. So it's a good connector port. There's no doubt there. Then you take this piece and again plug that together. So, rotate the camera up. Take Vortex. Plug them in up here. Plug this in up here, and then you turn him around real quick, and then this piece will there's two little plugs here and here, or here and here, and they'll plug into this little hole pegs up here. So it just goes in and it fills in the back a little bit more. He's still pretty hollow and flat, and he's a flat figure, but there you have the Fall Cybertron Bruticus in combined mode. And yeah, wish there was a way we could shorten the arm, but so and then you take his gun here, big weird combined gun. And you can plug it into the hand, but then you're just dragging and makes his arm look bigger. So I actually like to take it, and there's a port right up here on blast off. I like to actually plug it in right there. And not only does it hide the fact that his arm's really long, but it also doesn't drag on the ground. So let's get these guys back a little bit here. Alright, so there are the two combined modes together. And here they are next to Starscream. So you can see they definitely do grow in a lot of size there. They're about equal. The Fall Cybertron Bruticus is taller than Fans Project Bruticus, but the Fans Project Bruticus looks like he has more bulk. And definitely has more firepower. Posability. He's on wheels, so it's kind of cool. And they do kind of work. I'm easily amused. Okay, so posability. His head is on a ball joint. So really good range of motion up there. Up, down, all around. His neck does look a little thin, but it works with the ball joint. So there's that. Arms go up, down, in, out, like I showed you. The waist swivel, and this is the same on both. So it swivels on both. Bends at the elbow. It actually bends at two places, one at the hips and one at the ball joint and knees, or the ratchet knees on this guy. So they do bend twice. Gee, I wonder who might win the durability set. We'll set that off for a second. His waist swivels. His hips go up, down, in, out. Rotates at the knee, bends at the knee, and he's got a little bit of a foot tilt. So there's that. And then these cannons can rotate, but for the most part you just kind of leave them straight up. That's the only way it's really going to work. He's having some difficulties today. Now for him, his head is on a swivel. No, up and down. It's a really tight swivel too, so be wary of that. He does have a waist swivel. He's kind of got an ab crunch going too, just due to transformation. Shoulders go up, down, in, out. Oh, come on. They're both giving me trouble now. Nice, good ratchets there. It does bend at the elbow on this arm, but not on this arm due to the transformation. There's a little bit of a hinge at the... I don't even know what that would be. Nothing on... Oh, he's got one up at the bicep. Legs can go up, down a little bit. He's got a rotator at the right below the knee, or right above the knee, I guess. Knee bends, and there's nothing at the feet. So, there you go. Okay, so limbs. Where's my pen? All right. So, as far as the, because let's see, I did the team. I did the individual bots. So limbs each get a point, unless they're equal. So the swindle as limbs, I would call equal. They're both pretty solid legs. There's no good or bad to it. They're pretty solid. Brawl here is he's a very weak leg. It's not a very good one the way it's configured on this one, and he's more solid. So that is 1 point to the Fans Project set. To the Brawl. Arms, Blast Off here is a much more cohesive arm than this Blast Off. This doesn't even make sense. So I'm going to give another point to Fans Project. The Vortex, I'm not going to give a point to either one because this assembly here really doesn't hold on very well, and the knife doesn't store in the hand, and I know that's not really part of the limb, but to store it on the arm, you're interfering with those rotor blades. So I can't give him a point, and I'm not giving a point to this guy. He's a great figure, don't get me wrong, but I can't give him a point for being an arm. Core bots. I'm gonna have to give it to the Fans Project Corebot, because he kind of turns into more or less a giant brick, and that's kind of what you need for a Corebot. He's more stretched out and thin. It just doesn't work. He would have been much better as a Voyager, so he wins the Corebot. So, let's see, durability. Okay, so we shake him up a little bit. And the backpack came off. The gun kind of loosened up. And his hand popped out. So let's do the same thing over here. Okay. I have to put it back so he can stand. And what do we got here? He kind of untransformed a little bit. And he lost the knife. Other than that, I mean, he held together really well. So I have to give it to FOC Cybertron Bruticus for durability. And one that looks more G1-y. That's not even a question. Fans Project gets that point. So that's all of my categories I wanted to go over. Let's put these guys back together a little bit better for my final thoughts. So my final thoughts. I've already given these guys ratings, so I'm not going to do that again. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to see which one is better by dissecting the actual figures like I did and go through each mode, each character, not just the combined mode. Because I mean, if it was just combined mode right off the surface, I would say hands down Fans Project Bruticus. But you know, looking at it, you know, like the Brawl, Brawl won. The FOC Cybertron Brawl won. So the score, you guys can't really see it. So let's tally it up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for Fans Project Bruticus, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points for FOC Cybertron. So by my new grading system, for these comparisons, it's no contest ultimately. The FOC Cybertron Bruticus is just, he's not as good as Fans Project Bruticus. Now, here's the issues. The clear issues with him. He's about a third of the price of this set, and it does show a little bit, but I mean, what can you really do? Those are your options at the moment for Bruticus, if you want an updated one, or you can buy the G1 one. Have fun with a break. So, are they worth it? I would say, I mean, first off, you have to think about what your budget is. If you got money to burn, get him. If you're really tight on a budget and you really want to get a Bruticus for your shelf and you don't have $240, get him. Now, there is no other option for him. You can't get the Energon set and just be like, oh, okay, that's good enough. That set is crap. It wouldn't even compare to him. It's crap. It's crap. Don't even try. Fans Project sets upgraded it so well that it doesn't compare. Now, so if you're on a budget and you need to have a Bruticus, this is going to be your better option. If you're wanting to, if you like the FOC Cybertron look and you're interested in like the Boosticus set that's going to upgrade him, or the there's a new one where it's actually a Voyager Onslaught. They made a whole new Onslaught for him, and he's about 120. So if you're really interested in Fans Project or the FOC Cybertron look, look into those. Because as he is now, I can't really say he's the best. He's a very good option, but he is an option. I can't say he's not an option, but he's not a good one. if you're looking for a good classics update, there's a new Warbototron. He's coming out soon. We've been seeing all the pictures of that, and he might be a better option. Although you're looking at spending about $500. Now, if you're in this collection, like a lot of you, I know a lot of you are that do the TFC Herculeses and stuff like that, then don't waste your money on these guys if you don't have them already. Just wait and get those sets. If you're needing a placeholder, get him. That's really all there is. If you're looking for something that will fit with like the Make Toys Giant and the Unique Toys Predaking and the Minosaur, then he's a good set for you. But just know that because the core of this robot is the Energon figures, he's extremely dated. Just be warned. So that's my final thoughts on him. Is he's dated. The Blastoff and Swindle are still awesome. The actual upgrade kits themselves are still awesome. If somebody were to come along and make a new Brawl, a new Vortex, and a new Onslaught, then we're talking about something that could potentially be a really good classic set. But he's dated, as is. And it shows. Now him, I think his biggest flaw, and I've said this before, is there's a little silver paint on this that looks crappy. The biggest problem with this guy is the fact that he is designed as a scrambled city combiner. Had they focused on making Blastoff a good right arm, or Vortex a good left arm, and these guys good feet, without having to incorporate the legs into the arms and the arms into the legs, I think this would have made a better set. And I think the Onslaught should have been a Voyager. There's no question there. He needed to be a Voyager. The only way they would work if they were all the same size is if this was like a Devastator, where you could have two different robots for the body. That's, yeah. So, with the upgrade kits coming out, what's going to happen when I do these videos from now on, aside from this one, when I do a video of comparison, the loser is going to be sold. I don't have space, and I don't have the funds to make an army of robots I don't like and have duplicates of. But this one's going to be an exception because there is the Bruticus set coming out, so I'm going to get that. I've already ordered it. As soon as that comes out, we'll relook at the combined modes again. Not the full tally list, but we'll see if that alone can make this combined mode a better figure. So I know it shortens the arms, so that's a great thing. We'll go with that, and then I'm pretty sure I'm going to start getting the Warbototron and start comparing him to these guys. Probably won't do the full transformation with these guys again, but at least show them off in each modes. And yeah, I just realized, and I think this is kind of odd. He's got a purple connector port. He's got a purple connector port. He's got a purple connector port, and he's got a black one. I don't think he's supposed to be part of the set. Anyway, so in the Devastator review that I'm going to do, one of the two will be sold at the end. There's no space on my shelves for two Devastators. And once I do that, then I can use that money to buy more figures to review for you guys. But ultimately, depending on what happens with the Bruticus set, and depending on what happens with Warbototron, and my concern with Warbototron is the size and build quality, because this is a new third-party company that we're not familiar with yet, and they don't. The price kind of gets me concerned, because these things are supposed to be. They all look about the size of Masterpiece Prowl. So let me grab him real quick. So each individual robot looks about the size of Masterpiece Prowl. So for something that big, being only $90, it does concern me a little bit. But then again, I actually don't have any of the TFC toys to compare size comparison to with Prowl, so I don't know. Maybe that they're about, maybe it's about right. But I will be getting at least the blast off to start with, and see how the plastic quality goes and designs and all that stuff. But and depending on how that goes, because I like the false Cybertron idea, but I'm not a huge fan of the look when I have a classics option right next to it. So depending on how the blast off looks, I might not have him for when that new Onslaught comes out. That's my concern, or that's what I'm saying, is I might not have him to do a video with it because I won't need it. And you know, maybe I'll make a mistake by doing that. I don't know, but there's no way I'm gonna have 3 Bruticuses. I do not need 3 Bruticuses. 1 is more than enough for me. Anyway, so there's that. And let's see. So yeah, like I said, the Hercules and Giant will start tomorrow, I believe. Today's actually Sunday the 8th, and I got a notification saying that the package was sent from Denver yesterday, so it should be here tomorrow. You probably won't see this video till, let's see, Wednesday. You probably won't see this till Wednesday, so hopefully I'll start getting the reviews out for Devastator on Thursday. Cross our fingers. So at the end of that, I will sell off one of the figures. So the question of today is, if I sell off Make Toys Giant or TFC's Hercules, is anybody out there interested in them before I put them on eBay? I would like to sell it to one of you guys before I would sell it to some stranger on eBay. So if that's what happens, let me know if you guys would be interested in me letting you guys know if it's for, you know, which one's for sale, because one of them will be going to sale. So anyway, depending on how how I like the Hercules figure, because I'm still really torn on TFC toys. I've had some of their stuff in the past, and some of them were Hercules. But as it turns out, and I didn't do enough research to know this, but the 2 that I had was Mad Blender and Neckbreaker, which apparently are the bottom of the bucket worst figures. So hopefully the rest of the set's good, and if it is, and I really like what I see there, there's a good chance that I'll be getting their aerial bots, and maybe even try out their Predaking. So that's right, Unique Toys Predaking is quivering over there. He's afraid that he might get replaced. I doubt it, but that's what's going to happen in the near future. And the Mastermind Creations Predaking's not completely out of the question anymore. I might end up getting it, but now, if I do get into TFC toys, now we're talking, you know, a couple $1,000s to get everybody. So anyway, I guess that's it. So ultimately, the winner is Fans Project Bruticus. No question. He's a far superior figure, a little dated, but he does beat Fall of Cybertron Bruticus on almost all fronts. He had a few stumbles along the way, but he's victorious. And Prowl's he's just awesome. I just wish we had some bigger Seekers. And not eye-gear Seekers that don't look right. Something about those eye-gear Seekers just don't look right. I like the size, but I don't like the price tag. Anyway, I'm just rambling now.